Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Into the Breach, where today we are attempting a second island for a second time. We do have a new bug there, a new Vec in the threat lineup, a new leader that we've never seen before, and also Dewey Alms looking at us with his judgy eyebrows. And his like 6 head. Look at how much forehead that is. That is at least 1.5 foreheads. I'm already sick of this dude. The bad news is the Vec are overrunning our island, putting refugees and historical artifacts at risk. The good news is we have old Earth military artifacts that can help in the fight. You know, that is actually good news, though. So, another train mission, and also it's higher difficulty than normal. It does have a reactor core, but like, can I handle another train mission? I honestly don't know. Let's go ahead and just do this other mission first. The Vec are attempting to incubate above ground because they don't use mountains as hives at all, it turns out. We've been unable to penetrate the shell casing with our old Earth weapons. You must destroy the eggs before they hatch. So blow up 2 egg sacs, protect the emergency batteries. These are gross. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you. These don't look all that difficult to destroy. Also, the blobber throws a sticky blob that will explode later in the turn. I mean, it's a problem, I guess. I guess we know that we're not very effective in convincing the enemies to attack in columns where there aren't buildings. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's not even worth trying. I'm going to put the artillery back here because I want it running around in the back row. So obviously we have to be careful with the explosive scion. Okay. Does this thing die when it explodes? No. It doesn't even have the explosive decay effect. So we can just shoot it with a weapon. We have about 100 enemies here, though. So we can have the cannon mech use its grid repulse to save the power batteries. And that's it. That's all we can do. We're actually completely fucked. Yeah. It's really bad. We can kill the blast scion very easily. But this damage is unpreventable. Well, I mean, I can prevent this damage if I let this happen. I guess I should. How much health do you have? 3? Okay. We do that. I think I have to destroy the blast scion now. And I think I have to do it from here. Oh, you know what, though? If I do this, I was planning on, obviously, still blocking the beetle's attack, or the firefly's attack, but I have to actually do this slightly differently than I was planning. Because if I block from here while throwing the punch, this forest tile will light on fire, and I do not actually want Ralph Carlson to be on fire. That's okay. We can still do this. I have to move the cannon mech here, do the grid repulse from this tile. Okay, this thing's almost dead already. So we do take a hit from this pretty much unavoidably. That could have been a lot worse. Okay, the Vec are not willing to move into fire, like on their own, of their own recognizance, which is probably a thing that's worth noting. This one's not actually shooting at a building. So, if I use the cannon mech, just like stand here and shoot this thing. We can do some damage to you. It doesn't actually help that much. This is really tricky. I guess we can use the cannon to solve this problem. Obviously, if we push the blob, it's still going to do damage to the buildings. But we can use the cannon's grid repulse to push this thing out to safety. So maybe what I actually do here is... if I drop an artillery shot right there, it blocks this spawn, it moves this guy to a position where he's not doing any damage. But I probably should kill this thing first so that it doesn't destroy the power plant. Yeah, this is pretty huge, I think. And then you stand here and grid repulse. Oh. Ooh, wasn't thinking about that. Do I want to run all the way back here and do the grid repulse from this side? I'm a little worried about the tank having limited ability to affect the battlefield after that. But we definitely can't just let this thing go off. Alright, I'm going to do it this way. It does destroy the egg sac, you know? Also leaves my tank at 1 health, which I don't love, but... health is a resource. You spend it to get things. It's fine. And I think the tank ending up here, which is what would have happened the other way, is just like it's removing it from the battle entirely in a way that's tremendously, tremendously unsafe. Okay, so you have 2 HP. Alright, it is probably the case that the right way to deal with this is an artillery shot here would push this thing to a position where it both catches on fire and kills this scorpion for us. That feels pretty strong. We can't stop the spawn. It does push the egg sac even further away from the rest of the battle, which is like pretty annoying. It does also leave Ralph still webbed, so he can't move away. I guess a thing I could do is use the tank to push this thing down, bouncing it off of that guy who will be in this position and killing it, which then would allow Ralph to move around and do, to resolve this problem, because that problem does still need to be resolved. I think that makes sense. And it leaves one of the elite enemies like pretty badly damaged and on fire, which is something I think is pretty fantastic. And you can run to here and just throw a nice punch. There we go. We might not have time to destroy this egg sac, frankly. I do like Vec emerging on fire. That's pretty fun. Of course, it's an alpha Vec because they all are. Yeah, okay. All right. If we use the cannon mech's repulse thing on this building, We cancel this attack and that attack by pushing a Vec in front of it. That does not actually leave us... Yeah, it's pretty bad. Alright, I think we're definitely going to do that. This pushes the cannon mech into the water, but all our mechs do have massive, so it's fine. That restores the ability for the combat mech to move. And I think just like running over and hitting this thing is all I can actually do, right? And then we push this one out of position with the artillery mech and the egg sac survives. The other thing I could do is just accept the loss of 1 point of power grid in exchange for getting this star by killing this thing with the artillery. I don't actually think that's good. Probably. Yeah. Do I value a star or a single lightning bolt more? Honestly, it's probably the star. Alright, we're going to use our dash punch. It didn't actually gain us anything there. That was the same outcome as moving first. But it was fun. It was fun to do it. Okay. Vec has been deleted. Alright, well, it's something. One of our pilots leveled up, the other one is like right on the cusp of leveling. Yeah, a single XP off. Thank you, Commander. By maintaining this hostile environment, we will teach the Vec to look elsewhere for their nurseries. I guess, man. Boost and +2 move on the last turn. I don't know what the word boost means here. Hopefully it's extra damage. That would be pretty fun. Do we want to try this storage vaults thing? The thing is, reactors are extremely valuable. Okay. Neither of the give me more information buttons do anything here. So yeah, I guess we'll just find out what boost is at the end of this mission. You know what? Let's go to the pasture. Because we're going to want to open this up either way. Is Colonial Park... Okay, Colonial Park is a little bit easier than most missions. Should I maybe just take that? No, let's try for this. So there's a volatile Vec here that we must keep alive. These volatile Vec don't have the courtesy to simply die. They explode and damage entire regions. Drive it away, but whatever you do, don't kill it. Okay. We have some tools. Oh, also I have a reactor just sitting. I should probably use that. Do we want the buildings immune, maybe? Or we could take add shield on the grid repulse here with the intention of, with the next reactor, upgrading the damage on the cannon instead, so we have more sources of high damage. I kind of like that, actually. Or, you know, honestly, maybe it's just movement. It's probably just movement. The tank is always out of position. Alright, let's give it a go. So, the volatile Vec is a scorpion. Maybe it's going to turn out I really wish I did have the shield on the grid repulse. That's possible. So we have... I'm going to try to minimize the situations where this thing wants to shoot its blob adjacent to the power, the battery thing. So we'll do this for right now. Actually, maybe it makes more sense to put you here. Okay, annoying, but hardly unexpected. Okay, so just the most frustrating shit. what even makes sense to do? Obviously we can use the artillery unit to break people out of their positions here. Well, person singular. There's a bunch of different ways we could do it. This is really ugly. So the volatile Vec is going to do a damage to a building, and we probably can't actually do anything about that. Yeah, wow, there's just actually no good way to do anything here. There's not a single good move available to us. Alright. If I shoot this guy, I think he'll move before the tile catches fire. If I shoot him with the artillery, he'll catch fire, but it won't break the webbing. And in fact, it'll actually damage this building because it'll push the tank into the building. So I can't do it that way. We can step you over to here, fire right there, which does 1 damage to my own. All right, I think maybe I come down here and block a spawn. You only have 3 move. So I can't use the combat mech to free the tank anyway. Tank's gonna have to free itself. Yeah. Okay. Well, I do want to block a space. Oh, right. Hitting that from that angle is bad, actually. I can free the combat mech from here, which is safer. It's probably better for the combat mech to free itself. And then I have to move the artillery mech all the way over to here. No, that's terrible, actually. But there's no space from which I can free this in the other direction. Okay. So we just have to do this, which feels like a terrible waste. Yeah. That's all there is, sadly. So we do a very small amount of damage and lose a building. A tremendously bad turn. There is far too much webbing. Okay, that's not too big of a deal. So the tank could like... Oh, never mind. I can't pass through this thing. Huh. So this Alpha Scorpion thing is a real problem. If I can't use the tank to grid repulse it... Yeah, if I can't use the tank to grid repulse this building, then we're completely screwed here. Like, doomed. But if I do use the tank to do that, we have lots of other problems. So, okay. I can use the artillery to smash this thing against the mountain. Grid repulse to free you. And then we just lose this building? And that's like literally the only thing we can do? Yeah, I think so. So we take 3 grid damage. But the other option is lose a pilot. I don't know. Maybe it is right to lose the pilot. These things being alive sucks a huge amount. Really, really something we cannot abide. But with there being 2 scorpions tying up our movement every single turn, our options are really limited. Alright, well that building can only get destroyed so many times. Yeah, if we had the shield on the grid repulsor, it would actually be pretty great. So I probably want to use the artillery mech to free the combat mechs. The combat mech can throw some punches at the Alpha Scorpion. And what does the tank do while we're doing that? It really doesn't have any meaningful moves. Yeah, unfortunately. Alright, I guess if we use the tank to deal with this problem instead. Have the artillery unit just go to, like, here. Free you. Then you can move to here and employ your dash punch to die. Shit, I forgot about the explosion. Oh no, this doesn't kill me though. This will only deal 2 damage to the combat mech. And it will kill the spitter thing. Yeah, because I'm going to take damage from the fire at the beginning of the turn, obviously. We're going to lose our penultimate point of grid defense, which is just unavoidable. But we have a relatively small number of enemies acting on the final turn here. Of course, they're all acting in... Okay, yeah, what does boost actually do? Okay, +1 damage or healing. So that is really nice. Unfortunately, we can't actually use you to deal damage. This thing goes too late in the turn to be able to save the tank from the Alpha Scorpion. Also, the combat mech has to just go somewhere and heal. So, yeah, this is just a super duper loss. So we need to deal with this attack. We need to move the volatile Vex somewhere and kill the Alpha Scarab. And move the Alpha Firefly somewhere because getting out of its way is not enough. And move the Alpha Scorpion so that the tank could move and so that the tank doesn't die. We're just going to go ahead and... I'm going to scoop in the most spiteful way possible. Alright, here's what I'm thinking. Let's go ahead and give... I'm going to give this one more shot on Unfair. This difficulty seems like it might be too much for me. We're going to send Ralph back again. We didn't get any coins there, right? No, we got a coin. We are not going to spend it. We are definitely saving up for the new squads. So, what are the global achievements? Oh, have somebody meet maximum level. We definitely need to find pilots in time pods for this one. Doing the final battle seems like a sort of a distant goal. Do not fail any objectives on an island. Pretty tough on Unfair. Finish an island with no building damage. Also pretty tough on Unfair. But, you know, earn or buy 10 grid power is a thing we could probably do. Just desperately trying to get some coins here. Okay. Anyway, squad selection. Stick with the Riftwalkers. Let's do the thing. One more try on Unfair. If we can't get it, I'll go ahead and pull it down to hard. Alright, this timeline will be a Vec graveyard. Gonna give you an extra point of movement for the moment. And so Explosive Scion, Hornet Leader, Health Scion, Firefly Leader. I do like the Firefly Leader. Firefly Leader helps us get kills. Alright. We know how you feel about us. Let's go get some power so that we can maybe potentially pull that off, because we can get this and then that, and that'll be 6 of the 10 power we need for that achievement right there, provided I actually pull it off. Okay, so it's the lightning mission again. This one's not too bad. Fireflies and artillery units. Also, we have that cracked ground to worry about. And of course, if we can dump 3 enemies in the water, that is also a coin. So definitely something to keep an eye out for, opportunity-wise. Alright, well. It does really feel like we should just drop a shot right there, right? But hold on, is that the move? Dropping a shot right here does cause exactly the same amount of ocean stuff. Okay, a thing worth considering, I suppose, is that if we do that right now, it pushes this Firefly to here, and then if we just want to punch it, our combat mech ends up stuck in the same location. Now, we're probably moving the combat mech somewhere else, though, right? Actually, maybe not. If I have the combat mech step forward and shoot right here, punch right here first, we drop the artillery shell on top of this thing, it is going to leave it at 1 health, annoyingly. That's probably fine. I like that move a little bit better. Alright, so you get the lightning. And then I guess we can just have the tank take this hit in exchange for pushing this thing into the water to try to get that achievement. It was dead anyway, but this is a more valuable kind of dead. And then actually, we don't really have very much enemy left on the board here. because this thing will die if we kill the Scion. So we can kind of ignore it. What I need is an opportunity to dunk one more. Okay, well. I am absolutely just going to drop an artillery shell on top of that tank. Sorry, buddy. All right. That's a coin. So we should definitely just kill the health Scion while we have the easy opportunity. That puts us on 5 kills. If I have the cannon mech sit here and repair. Would I rather do that than just drop this thing? No way, right? We can just instantly kill this thing and prevent the spawn permanently. Yeah, this is the move. Just drop your enemies in a giant hole. Obviously. That is some fierce lightning. Okay, so now we have a little bit of time. We just have to kill one of these two things and we're in really good shape. Okay, there do not need to be 4 new spawn locations. Come on now. So I can stand here, punch the thing. It'll still have 3 health left. It's a frustrating amount. Okay. Block and spawns. You step to here and go ahead and repair. And then... Actually... If I move to right here... Yeah, we can drop a shell that gets this thing blocking another one of the spawns. And then we have 2 enemies that only have 2 health remaining, so we can probably pick up that 7th kill on this turn. And we kept this thing locked in place. Oh, okay. This one has sacrificed his life for the cause. Really do appreciate it. Am I allowed to... Yes, this totally works. Well, cool. Let's do it then. Oh, right. We don't... Sorry. I don't have dash punch anymore. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this kill right now so that all of the XP goes to the tank operator instead of some of it getting wasted on Ralph. Okay. Murdered 9 enemies, accomplished all objectives. It's a pretty good start, but also we've done okay on Island 1 before. This is not, I'm not getting too confident from this. Nice to see the grid bar full though. So Tectonic Site 3.1 seems like a real pain in the ass. These are both high threat sites. Alright, I'm gonna give it a shot. There's enough water here that I'm like somewhat hopeful that we'll be able to push a lot of enemies just off the map. I'm not gonna stress too much about the mites. Oh wait, and a time pod. This mission is just packed with stuff to do. Okay. Some pretty harsh stuff for sure. So if I step here, remove you from the table. Then do the same thing. Well, not the same thing, but a similar thing here. We can delete a lot of these enemies. But unfortunately, Ralph is not actually able to get anything done. Ralph cannot accomplish anything. If you only have 4 movement, yeah. Alright, I think this is still the right thing to do, but we are just going to lose a bunch of power here. And then I think the move is step to this side and punch this thing really hard into the Scion rather than killing the Scion directly. Because that puts the Scion at pretty low health. But it also gets this thing down to low health. And we just absorb 3 damage. But now we're in a position where we can play cleanup pretty easily from here. So you do not have the movement necessary to do the thing you need to do. All right. I think I'm going to solve this in a kind of unintuitive way because I want to make sure that I have the, I want to get a couple of repairs in here. I want to remove some of these mites. So you'll only have 1 HP if I kill this thing. It's a shame it's not 0. So obviously I want to just drop this dude. But is this the best way to do that? Probably, right? If I'm planning on doing this, I should really take my artillery shot first. I'm going to use the tank for this, actually. Alright. Let's have the artillery just do 1 damage straight. Then have the tank hit this shot. Have the combat mech push this thing into the ocean. And that's going to shed 2 of the mites. And leave us in a position where we only have 1 active enemy, which is pretty good. And hey, it's not even an alpha. What a fun change of pace. So I really want the artillery mech to have a moment here to repair itself. This feels like the right turn to do that on, right? So I think what I'm going to do is move Ralph down here. Just repair. Pop you over to there so you can help us block spawns. Move the artillery mech back to the sort of the center. Clear the mites. End turn. Alright, things are looking pretty good for the solar farms. Wow, they really do not care for him. Okay, lots of XP to go around. And we still end up at full power plus a little bit. Yay! We gained a point of power while the grid was the bar was maxed, so we get 2% grid defense. Who knows? Could actually save a life. And we found a reactor core. And our pilot gained a reactor core. And +1 move on... interesting. Do I want to swap the pilots? Do I want that move on the artillery? Would I rather have it on the tank? I think I am going to swap the pilots. We'll put on the buildings immune thing here so that we can push stuff around more easily. You take the bonus move, and then we have a reactor core as well. And part of me definitely wants to... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it. We're going to turn on Dash Punch, because again... It has to be a 5-tile move, and it has to kill. Okay. That's pretty good. So we're at 6. We have to get to 10 in a single island. If we go after the rift... Maybe we do Test Site Echo, and then whatever this is. Try to take it easy a little bit. I'm going to go for that. This is a little bit more straightforward. Some of the buildings have a single-hit shield protecting them. And there's a windstorm incoming. Judging from the anemometers, I can read, flying off the roof, I think you're in for some rough weather. Try not to get blown away. I mean, we are pretty heavy, I imagine, but I guess also there's a lot of surface area for the wind to act on. And I don't know where the center of gravity is for one of these things, but it's probably higher than is ideal. Let's try something like this. So all we have to do here is protect the coal plate. Okay, so the wind only affects certain rows. That's interesting. How do we want to do this? So I don't love this thing getting shoved into the building, obviously. Dropping an artillery shot right here is a pretty not great idea, because it does move the Alpha Scorpion to a position where its attack will actually kill stuff. Well, it's a not great idea without some plan for follow-up, right? If I just punch this thing forward right now... Well, the mech's going to die if I do that. It would do 3 damage, which is, you know, somewhat compelling, but... Okay, I think we just have to let this happen. Let it break the shield. If I move the combat mech to the side, take this artillery shot, actually, sorry, I want to move the mech to here. Yeah. Take this artillery shot. Then I can... Oh wait, I wasn't going to do the artillery shot because it prevents this attack from hitting where I wanted it to. What am I thinking? My brain... Ugh. Okay. Let's just fix that. So, it's move here and shoot the building then, right? I'm hoping that shooting the building won't break the shield, but even if it does, obviously it's not like a big deal. Yeah, I think this is fine. It's a little bit less artful than I was hoping for, but... Yeah, okay, and it does not actually break the shield. Cool. So you can step over here, do an awful lot of damage to that thing. And then I guess the tank just like gets down here, does a little bit of damage to the soldier scion so we can kill it more easily next turn. The artillery mech's going to get washed into the water, which is annoying, but very fixable. And then, yeah, the shield protects us from that. Okay. All right. The wind is before enemy movement. So I think the tank is actually totally safe. It's very hard to imagine that it's wrong to just dunk this thing. Again, that building's immune really paying off. The tank may as well shoot, though, right? I'm safe from this, because this guy won't be able to move with the wind. Yeah, we may as well do a damage. And there's no reason not to kill this thing. It's pretty good. Gosh, the spawns on this mission are so much gentler. Also, the enemies do seem to be playing worse. I'm sure that's largely random, but it feels like they're playing a lot worse. Bye-bye. So, if I bounce you off this mountain, and then actually kill the Scion, thing just falls apart. 7 XP and 5-0 into Ralph. Terrible stuff. Okay, so we have another alpha bug. That's not much of a problem, though. Oh, you can just kill it directly. Yeah, that's totally fine. We can't kill... Oh, no, I can totally kill that thing. So the tank comes down here. I should have done that in a different order. Well, I guess if I had thrown the punch, the collision damage wouldn't have happened anyway. But it does feel bad to give Ralph Carlson so much XP when he can't use any of it. Okay. It's pretty good. The number's getting somewhere. And then if we finish this off in the Scar here, do not kill the Volatile Vec, do protect the emergency batteries. This would get us, if we get the emergency battery thing, we will get a coin. If we get both of these objectives, we'll get another coin, because there is one for accomplishing, well, sorry, we would have to accomplish all the objectives on the boss fight too. Do not let the Volatile Vec die. Could actually be pretty tricky. I'm going to position myself so that it's hard for the Vec to do stuff. And the tank has the movement to just cross the water. Yeah, let's try it like this. You're going to get scorpioned for sure. That's just your lot in life, sadly. Okay, interesting. So, there's a bunch of different ways we could deal with this. I really want to deal with this attack by pushing the scarab onto the spawn, obviously. And I do not want to shoot the volatile Vec. So, with all of those things being the case, I mean, you can just take a hit. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, that would be fine. There we go. We can set up a little bit of bonus damage. If you just repair yourself, out of curiosity. No, repair does not remove web. It wouldn't have mattered. I was just curious, and we had an opportunity to see there that didn't cost us anything. Alright, now obviously the tank is going to get webbed over here. We're going to use the artillery to free it. I might actually let the tank get hit, because the opportunity to just dump the Alpha Scorpion in the water is, I think, pretty compelling. Actually, another thing that I could do... So I could just use the tank to shoot the Alpha Scorpion, let the tank take the hit from the Volatile Vec, and have the artillery mech drop a shot right here to push the Soldier Scion on top of that spawn. I think that's pretty compelling. And the question is just like, what do we do with Ralph? Does he just back off and heal? Because the artillery mech's shot will take care of this problem as well. Or I could have Ralph punch this thing. I think I'm just going to let him take the... Yeah, I'm just going to deal the damage. Because I want to deal the damage. And taking the damage, I think, is a worthwhile price. Yep, it's a minor hull breach. You have to get bounced. There we go. Letting my mechs bleed an awful lot here, but, like I was saying before, health is a resource. You expend it to buy things. That's what it's for. Please tell me yes. Okay. So that's really interesting. I'm pretty sure... So the artillery basically has to fire right here, right? Yeah. Too mandatory to ignore. Then... Is it like Ralph heals himself while the tank shoots this Scorpion? It's going to damage that building? Probably. There's a 94% chance it's going to damage that building. But I think it's the only way Ralph stays alive here without obviously punching the Volatile Vec for 1 billion damage. Although, were I to punch the Volatile Vec right now, it would go to 1 health, but it would block a spawn on the penultimate turn. I think I actually am going to do that. It'll have 1 health left. We had to be really careful with it from there. And you're going to move the maximum possible distance away from the Alpha Scorpion. Okay, we can deal with that with the artillery. And we're good. We win. Cool. I don't think we can quite kill this. No, not quite. Well, that's fine. Yeah, just go ahead and punch it, I suppose. Yeah, okay. We haven't necessarily done a great job on defending buildings, but we are accomplishing all of our objectives. Alright, backup batteries, huzzah. And there's still some chance we could get that coin for clearing corporate HQ. Or for getting all of the objectives on an island, if we can just clear corporate HQ correctly. Now, it's worth noting that leaders have the massive trait, so they cannot just be dumped in the water to get rid of them, but being in the water does turn off their attack, so that's something. Alright, just 1 billion long-range enemies. Okay. Well, moving the Firefly leader into the water will actually be a really good play. Yeah. So if I punch the Firefly leader into the water, it takes 2 damage. It loses its attack standing in the water. Then it gets hit by the Alpha Firefly and the Alpha Scarab, because we're going to do an artillery shot right here. We can totally kill this thing this turn. What is the order of those attacks? Ooh, we have to be a little careful, actually. If I punch this thing forward first, it has 6 HP. So it'll land here. It will take 2 damage from the punch. The artillery shot here deals 1 more damage to it from bumping the Alpha Firefly into it. Then it takes 3 from this attack, and it is dead before this attack goes off, so we lose the corporate tower. So we actually want to do this first. Okay, now we come over here, throw the punch. So you're going to go down to 1 HP, which is obviously sufficient. And move to here. Let's kill an enemy and block a spawn. The artillery takes 1 damage, which is fine. Okay. A compelling start, I think. So if I stand here, punch this thing, this takes 3, this takes 1. And then I bring the cannon mech around to the south and shoot this thing. It takes 2, that takes 1, killing them both. The artillery can just deal 1 damage to the Firefly leader, clearing that as well. And then we just have 3 enemies up. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. We're going to let the tank character get both of these kills. All right. Jessica, we are working our asses off over here. All right, so all we have to do is keep Corporate Tower alive, and we are rolling in coins. And none of the enemies are even attempting to attack buildings, which I appreciate, but I'm also kind of baffled by. Feels like this is probably a pretty good move. And then, I mean, the artillery shot on top of this guy, yeah, right? Well, no, probably not. Probably what I do actually is drop an artillery shot here. Well, I guess I'm dealing an awful lot of damage to our tank that way. But it does block 2 of the spawns. I think this is okay. And then we just finish you off. Okay, so the tank goes to 1 HP, but we only have 2 enemies alive. Feels like the rest of the turn should be pretty straightforward from here. Yup, pretty good. You're very close to your level up. Alright. Want to make sure that XP is going to the right place. And then we use this mech as a backstop for this attack. There we go. Maximizing XP gain on our non-Carl, or our non-Ralph characters. You know what? Go ahead and repair your mech. There we go. Alright, there was some stuff going on there. There was some cleaner stuff going on there. I'm going to be honest with you. I do not feel like I played any better. I think we just got lucky. But I'll take it. Lucky's good. Perfect Island's fun. You completed every mission on RST despite the odds. You've earned my respect, Riftwalkers, and everything we can offer. So, when you get a Perfect Island, you also get a free reward. Either a weapon. Interesting. A new pilot. Isaac Jones, almost level 2. Seems pretty powerful. Or just a whole lot of extra grid. The bonus will decrease the higher your grid defense gets. So 4 extra points of power right now is only 5% grid defense. I'm really inclined to take Isaac. Unlocking more characters is good. But also, 1 extra reset turn per mission isn't actually very powerful. And I'm wondering... I think I'm going to take the grappling hook, actually. Sorry, Isaac. What is that? Damages a target, creating a friendly robot spider on kill. Or we could pick up the electric whip for our... Wow. That is compelling. It takes a reactor to run it. We're definitely going to buy a reactor. Yeah, let me do that. I'm doing that for sure. And then I want 1 of these. This doesn't have to be powered to be useful. But it is a ranged class weapon. It is for the artillery unit, which obviously, has a lot going on already. It's too cool. It's too cool not to take it. We'll go ahead and throw that on. Oh, you can use weapons on classes that they're not for. It just costs extra power. Interesting. Because, if I put this on Ralph, this would give him a ranged attack, which, he currently lacks. I don't know. We'll do this way for right now. Put this on the class that it goes on as well. And then I have one additional reactor. Do I want to... If I install it on the artillery mech, I can get this thing up to 2 damage, so it's way more likely that we'll actually be able to create the arachnoid. And then we have an extra unit. It looks like it blows itself up when it attacks, but that is 1 extra attack for a turn. There are a lot of situations where that could be really relevant. I'm going to do it. Okay. Artillery mech's power diverted to the spiders. I'm pretty excited about that. And when we lose this run, we're going to get to unlock a new one of the new teams, which is also exciting. I'm feeling pretty good about the way that went. So that's going to be it for us for today, and thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time tomorrow, We'll see, y'all. We'll see about this second island. It has been a little bit of a nightmare. But the consolation prize, if we don't get it, is, hey, new robots. That's exciting. So come back next time for that, and we'll see you then.